Hello, welcome to this week's Level 1 class. We're going to get started straight away. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. And this time, instead of going through our cat camel to warm up, we're just going to stretch the spine. It's slightly different. So we're going to bring the knees together, feet together, and then sit back onto the heels. Drop the chest down towards the mat and crawl the hands as far down the mat as you can. So you're stretching your low back, your lats kind of here behind the shoulders, and your mid-spine as well. Trying to get some extension through the top of your spine around this part here by reaching the hands along and getting us to round in this part here. Good, and then bring the hands out towards the right of the mat. So you get more of a stretch into the right side and into the ribs and costovertebral joints around the spine. Take a big deep breath in to feel that stretch getting even more intense, and then breathing out. And then crawl the hands further away from you as you breathe out. And a big deep breath in again. And then breathe out. And bring the hands all the way over to the right side of the mat. Again, we're stretching the left side of the body this time. Big deep breath in. And then breathe out and walk the hands further away from you. Big deep breath in again. Stretch those ribs and costovertebral joints out. And then breathe out again. Good. And then come back towards the middle. And then we're going to lie down on our stomachs. And then hands beside the shoulders. We're going to arch the back. And keep the chin tucked in. And pinch the shoulder blades back and down. And then come back down onto the mat. So hands around just above shoulder level. Extend the elbows again. Keep the shoulder blades down. And keep the chin tucked in. So you don't want to be looking all the way back. We just want to stretch out the lower part of our back. And then come back down. 2 more. Lifting up again. Keep the hips, keep the pelvis down on the mat. And then back down. If you want to get more of a stretch, bring the hands back a little bit further. Extend the elbows, keeping the hips down. And then back down. Onto the mat. Good. And then turn over onto your backs. And then rest the head down onto our head blocks. Knees bent, feet on the mat. We're going to grab our circle or our cushion again. We're going to do a good bit of work with this today. We're going to spend more time working the adductors and working our pelvic floor muscles down from where we've taken the time from the warm-up. So we're going to bring the circle or the cushion between the thighs. Imprint the spine. Bring the rib cage down. Squeeze and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to squeeze the cushion again, hold it there, drop the left leg to the side, and in, right leg out, and in, left leg, and in, right leg, and in, left, right, left, right, keep the ribs down, keep the spine imprinted the whole time. As one leg drops out, the other one stays perfectly still. Only when they come back parallel with each other does the other leg move. So keep one leg still, other one is parallel to it. Drop the right leg out. Right leg comes back in, it's parallel to the left. Drop the left leg out and back in. Good. 1 more each side. And the last one. Good. And have a rest. Next we're going to bring our legs to tabletop. We're going to run through the same with the circle between the thighs, have a break, and then the circle between the ankles. So imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, knees are over the hips, knees are 90 degrees, hands by the side, squeeze and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop the left knee to the side. 1, right, 1, left, 2, right, 2. We're going to go for 10 on each side. Good. Keep those shins parallel, and remember one leg stays perfectly still the whole time. We're halfway there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and the last one. And grab the circle and bring the feet down. Remember, keep the spine imprinted the whole time and keep those legs moving nice and smooth as they come in and out. Keep them moving at nice consistent speeds, don't have it drop out really quick, and squeeze back in slowly. Have them moving the same speed each time and make sure it doesn't flutter. Nice smooth movements. So the next one, circular cushion between the ankles. So imprint the spine again, legs to tabletop, squeeze and relax. 1, 2, keep the chin tucked in, shoulders relaxed, and shins stay parallel as you squeeze the circle. Good, 1 more, and then left 1, right 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grab the circle and then bring the feet down. That's nice and the last one. 5 on each side instead of 10. Next we're going to straighten the legs to the ceiling, and then we're going to come back and we're going to start to use the adductors during some bridges. So we're going to have the circle between the ankles again if you're feeling like you want to make it harder. If you want to make it easier, bring a circle between the thighs, just above the knees. So it's your decision. If you want to be nice to yourself, around the knees. If you want to be a little bit harder, down around the ankles. Imprint the spine again. Bring the legs to tabletop. So circle between the knees or the ankles, whichever you want. Spine is imprinted. Straighten the legs to the ceiling. Keep the knees directly over the hips. Squeeze and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure the knees are pointing slightly outwards. Make sure they don't turn in. 2 more. 1 more. And then squeeze left leg, right leg. Left leg, right leg. Left leg, right leg. Left leg, right, left, right, left, right. Bend the knees, grab the circle, and then rest the feet down. We're going to use the circle between the thighs next again. So knees are bent, feet are on the mat. Circle between the thighs. We're going to squeeze the circle, imprint the spine, and lift the hips up. 1, and back down. 2, and down. Just keep the circle squeezed all the time, and nice smooth moves. Good. Remember, as this back lifts up, 1 vertebrae lifts at a time, so it's in a wave as it comes up and comes back down. It doesn't lift up like one big block. So we're exaggerating that imprint as much as we can at the very start, and then keeping the ribs as close to the mat until you have to lift them just a little bit at the end. 1 last one. And then rest back down. Next one, imprint the spine, squeeze the circle. Bring the hips up into a bridge, drop the 2 knees out to the side, back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rest the hips back down. Give yourself a little rest for a second. We're going to come back up, hold the hips up, we're going to do 1 leg at a time. We're going to go for 10 in total, so give the legs a little rest for a second. Take the circle out. And then we still have a good bit more to the circle, unfortunately. Circle back between the thighs, imprint the spine, squeeze the circle, lift the hips up, hold the hips up nice and high, and 10 on each leg. Left leg out, and then right leg, and then left, right, left, right, left, right. Good. Keep going. Keep the hips up as high as you can. As you drop 1 leg out, don't let the hips sink down towards the mat. Maintain that straight line from the knee to the shoulder, straight through the hip joint. Good, and make sure only 1 leg moves. The other leg stays perfectly still. Last one on each leg, and then roll the hips back down. Grab the circle, and have it to rest again. For the next one, we're going to have 1 leg hovering. So we're going to keep the hips down to start. We're going to bring the right leg in and out to the side 10 times. We're going to do the same on the left. After that, we're going to make it harder. We're going to come into a bridge with 1 leg. We're going to do the same thing. Getting more difficult. So circle back between the thighs again. Hands by the side. Imprint the spine. We're going to straighten the right leg. Keep the thighs parallel to each other. So the right leg isn't too high, not too low. Keep the hips on the mat. And then squeeze and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the right knee, right foot's on the mat. We're going to straighten the left leg and go for 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the left knee, bring the feet down, and we'll give the legs a rest again. So give them a little shake, try to get the blood flow moving through the adductors, because we've been working on loads, the muscles will get tighter and tighter and tighter, and I'll start to constrict the blood vessels, so it'll limit the amount of blood getting in and out of the muscle, so it makes it a little bit more tired, harder to recover. Next one set, we're going to lift up into a bridge, we're going to straighten the right leg, and we're going to do the same exercise, but keeping the hips nice and high. So, circle between the thighs again, hands by the side, imprint the spine, lift the hips up nice and high, extend the right leg, and slide the right foot to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the right knee. Straighten the left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Extend that right hip. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the left knee and bring the feet down. We have one more with the circle and then we're done. The hardest one, well, finish with the circle between the thighs for now at least. We'll do a few with the arms next, give the legs a bit of a rest. For the next one, we're going to bring the circle back between the thighs. We're going to come up and down to single leg bridges. So we're going to have, say, the right leg hovering, the left leg is going to lift us up and down above the mat. We're going to keep the circle squeezed the whole time. So circle between the thighs again. Imprint the spine, extend the right leg as straight as you can, hold the circle squeeze and lift and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the left knee and bring the hips down. Good. Take the circle out. Give the legs a little shake again. Get the blood flowing through those muscles. For the next one, we're going to hold the circle in the hands. Imprint the spine. Legs to tabletop. Straighten the hands to the ceiling. Squeeze the circle. And nice soft toe taps it. Right and left. Right and left. Good. Keeping the back imprinted the whole time. Gentle squeeze in the circle. Keep the shoulder blades drop back into the mat and the elbows straight. Even better, tuck the elbows in, sort of pointing down towards the feet, not out to the sides. Good. Keep the back imprinted. Two more. Last one. And then bring the feet down onto the mat. Next exercise we're going to do, we're going to do double leg toe taps. This time we'll have the hands up. As we tap the feet down, we're going to bring the circle back behind the head and then back up towards the ceiling. So again, circle in the hands, straighten the hands to the ceiling, squeeze the circle, legs to tabletop, tap the 2 feet off the mat as the hands come back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Legs back to tabletop and bring the feet down and have a rest again. That'll be nice. We'll leave the circle down. The next set we're going to do hundreds. I was thinking of making you the hundreds of the circle between the thighs, but I think that'll be a little bit evil after all the work we've done so far. For our first set of 100s, imprint the spine, hands are by the side, bring the legs up into tabletop, tuck the chin in, chin to the chest, head and shoulders up and beat the hands. 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe out, 2, 4, 5 and in, 2, 4, 5 and out, 2, 4, 5 and in, 2, 3, 4, 5 and out, 2, 3, 4, 5 and in, 2, 4, 5 and out, 2, 3, 4, 5 and in, 2, 4, 5 and out, 2, 3, 4, 5 and in, 2, 4, 5 out, 2, 3, 4, 5, keep the shoulders back and down, 4, 5 out, 2, 3, 4, 5, last 2 breaths, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, last breath in, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5, rest the head down, and bring the feet down, onto the mat. For the next one, we're going to straighten the legs down onto the mat. We're going to grab our circle again, bring the hands back behind the head, gently squeeze the circle. We're going to bring the arms forward, chin to the chest, and roll up into sitting, holding the circle or holding the cushion. Pinch your shoulder blades back and controlled rolling back down onto the mat. Hands back behind the head again, arms forward, up nice and tall, chest is forward, shoulder blades are back, and then back down. Good. 3. And down, curling the spine. Hands back behind the head. 4. Chest comes forward. And control back down. 5. Up nice and tall. Have the elbows pointing down towards the mat as you're sitting up, so don't have them flaring out to the side. Keep them pointed down. Good. 4 more. And back down. 3. Chest up nice and tall, shoulders are back. 2. And 1 last one. And then back down. Good. Bring the hands back down. Bend the knees. Good. Feet on the mat. We're going to imprint the spine. We're going to keep the circle in the hands, straighten the hands up towards the ceiling, legs to tabletop, straighten the legs to the ceiling, and little flutter kicks back and forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep the spine imprinted, shoulders are dropped back, elbows are tucked in. 9, 10. Bend the knees and bring the feet down onto the mat. As you have the hands straight to the ceiling, make sure the elbows don't point out to the side. Twist them so the point of the elbow points down to the foot and the crease of the elbow is pointing up above your head. We're going to try the same thing, but this time both legs going in the same direction. So, imprint the spine again, circle in the hands, drop the shoulders back into the mat, gently squeeze the circle and twist the point of the elbow down towards the toes. Spine is imprinted, reinforce it. Bring the legs to tabletop, straighten the legs to the ceiling, squeeze the circle, lower the legs, and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1 more, 10. Bend the knees, bring the feet down, and have a rest. We're going to repeat that exercise, but we're going to have the hands back here. Let me just put this down to the side for a second. Have my hands back here. As I bring my hands back, you can feel these ribs want to push up. When I bring my right hand down by the side, the rib cage drops down. It's easier to keep them down and in. What we're going to do is we're going to have the circle of the cushion in our hands, bring it back behind the head, and we're going to squeeze from there. We're going to do the same thing with the legs. We're just going to lower them a couple of inches at a time. We're not going to move the hands. But what it's going to do is bring more awareness to our upper abs. We're going to really work on them to keep that rib cage down with the hands back, especially as you lower the legs away from you. There's a lot more work for the upper abs. So again, we're going to grab our circle or our cushion. We're going to bring the hands back behind the head. We're going to imprint the spine and really focus on bringing those ribs down. So the lower is going to come down and in nice and tight, really working the upper abs with the transverse abdominis. Squeeze the circle, reinforce that imprint, and then legs to tabletop. Straighten the legs to the ceiling, gently squeeze in a circle, focus on those ribs, Lower the legs and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep the imprint. Make sure those ribs don't flare. 9. Last one. 10. Bend the knees and bring the feet down. Leave the circle down to the side. Next one, we're going to bring the legs to tabletop, head and shoulders up. Outside hand to the outside of the ankle, inside hand to the inside of the knee. So, imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, chin to the chest. Right hand to the inside of the right ankle, left hand to the inside of the right knee, straighten the left leg, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knees, rest the head, and rest the feet down. Next one for the abs, 2 hands to the side of the head. There we're going to come back to the glutes a little bit. We're going to start to work the hip flexors for a couple of exercises. But second last one for the abs, I've lied, we're putting in another set of hundreds. Imprint the spine, I don't know why I'm laughing, I have to do them as well. Imprint the spine, bring the legs to tabletop, chin to the chest, head and shoulders up. Elbows into the knees, straighten the legs, elbows apart. 1, 2, 3. Make sure the head doesn't move. Keep the chest up nice and high the whole time. 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knees, rest the head, and then rest the feet down. So one more set of hundreds. I'm regretting saying that now. We're going to imprint the spine. We're going to bring the legs to tabletop. If you want, you can straighten the legs up towards the ceiling to make this set harder. So we're going to have the hands by the side, imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, straighten the legs, chin to the chest, head and shoulders up, and beat the hands. 2, 4, 5, breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 4, 5, and out. 2, 4, 5, and in. 2, 4, 5, and out. 2, 4, 5, and in. 2, 4, 5, and out. 2, 4, 5, and in. 2, 4, 5, out. 2, 4, 5, in. 2, 4, 5, out. 2, 4, 5, in. 2, 4, 5, out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep the knees above the hips. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more breaths. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last breath in. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees, rest the head, and then bring the feet down. Have a little rest for a second. So the next exercise we're going to do is a little bit different. I think we've only done once in the videos. So we're going to bring the hips up into a bridge and keep the hips up as high as we can. We're going to extend the right leg. We're going to do 10 little pulses with the right foot into the air. So start with the hip flexors on the front and focus on them. So hands by the side, imprint the spine, lift the hips up nice high, straight line from the knees all the way to the shoulders. We're going to extend that right knee and 10 pulses. 1, 2, keep the hips up, rib cage down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the left knee and then bring the hips in. Good. We're going to roll up into sitting. You don't have to use the circle this time. Hands back behind the head, arms forward and rolling up. Good. Bring the hands back either side of the mat. Bend the knees. Pinch the shoulder blades together. So the more you can get your hands back, the easier this is for yourself. So you stick the chest forward. We're going to extend the right leg and bend. Extend the left leg and bend. Right and left. Right and left. Right, left. 4 more. 2 more. Good. For the next one, we're going to extend the right knee, lower it halfway. Little circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Change directions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg, lower halfway. 10 circles. 2, 3, 4, 5, switch directions. Keep those shoulder blades pinched back the whole time. 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees and rest down. Next we're going to straighten the right leg, lower down to just above the mat, and 10 pulses. Make sure the heel doesn't touch the mat, but 10 pulses down now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice control. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch to the left leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the left leg. We're going to come up into sitting next, and we're going to start to stretch out the muscles. So that's the hard part of the class done. Bring the soles of the feet together, sit up nice and tall, with your hands, grab your ankles, and then push your legs out to the side with your elbows. So we're stretching into your adductors. For all the work we did on them today, you want to sit up nice and tall, push the lower ribs forward, straightening the spine, and dig your elbows into your knees, pushing them down towards the mat, and stretching at your adductors. Good, we haven't spent much time stretching the hips, actually we've neglected them over the last little while, so we're going to spend about 5 minutes just working through all the different muscles in and around the hips. Perfect, bring the legs back together, and then roll back down onto the mat. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, right hand between the legs, left hand around the leg, rest the head back, drop the shoulders back, and hug the left thigh into the chest. And you should feel a good stretch on the right side. Good, and then switch sides. So left ankle over the right knee, left hand comes between the thighs, right hand comes around the outside. And again, rest the head back, drop the left shoulder into the mat, keep the chin tucked in, and just hug the thigh into the chest. Nice gentle stretch into the left piriformis. That's deep, muscle deep to the glutes, and it externally rotates the leg, so it brings the knee out to the side. It's a little bit of a weird one, because usually when you want to stretch a muscle, if the muscle contracts and pulls it one way, you bring it the other way, and that stretches the muscle out. For the piriformis, you don't. You actually externally rotate the leg, and you bring it in towards the chest. And it's just the way the orientation is around the ball and socket joint. It goes on a longer route as you do that, so you get a good stretch into the muscle. If you come to internal rotation, the capsule is so tight you don't get a stretch into the muscle. And then bring the right foot down onto the mat. Hold the left knee into the chest, straighten the right leg down. As you bring the knee into the chest, you shouldn't be able to see your left heel. Make sure it's hidden behind your left knee. Behind your right knee would be good. Keep it hidden behind the left knee. And that keeps the shin parallel to the body, midline of the body, and it keeps the joint working the way you want it to. So you don't want to start to learn to skip out around the side. You want it coming straight up. Switch sides, right knee into the chest, left leg straight down onto the mat. Keep the chin tucked in and shoulder blades drop back. And again, if you look down, you shouldn't see your right ankle. You might just see the big toe, but you shouldn't see the ankle. Good, bring the right knee across the body towards the left shoulder, closer to the left elbow really. And you should feel stretching outside the right hip here. Don't let the hips roll, just focus on bringing the knee across the body. So we're getting the glutes here. So we're focusing on working to the glutes. We're not stretching out the facets or the lats or the chest or anything like that. We want to focus just in on the hip today. And you might even bring it down a little bit more. You'll find wherever you feel the most stretches, you bring the knee kind of closer to the shoulder or closer down towards the opposite hip. You feel a stretch of one part of that, that's where you're getting most of the stretching. So then just keep it in that area, depending on which fibers are tightest in your hip. It also depends on how tight the hip joint is. So as you pull the knee across the body, you might feel a pinch on the inside of the hip and the crease in here. That's just the joint itself being tight. So if you feel more of a pinch in there, just very gently bring the leg across the body. If you feel it all on the outside of the hip, you can squeeze a little bit more and really try to stretch the muscle out. And then back to the start. Left foot on the mat, right leg to the ceiling, straighten the right leg and hug the thigh into the chest. So stretching out the hamstrings on the right side. We're going to do the same on the left, and then we're going to stretch out the quads. And then switch legs, straighten the left leg to the ceiling. So the looser you have these hamstrings, the easier it is doing this exercise with the legs straight up in the air, because you're also not pulling against that tension. So if you can loosen these out, it makes Pilates a lot easier for you. Good, and bring the left foot onto the mat. Turn onto your right side, grab the left ankle with your left hand, bring the right knee up nice and high so you curl your spine, and then stretch the left leg back. And we're getting a stretch into the left quads here. And these get tight with all the working from home, sitting at desks, we're not up commuting in and out of work as much, so we're not on our feet as much as we usually would be, so we're not stretching out the hip flexors. They're getting tight with us doing a little bit more sitting that we're doing at the moment. Unless you've been very good and you can keep up with running or doing extra bits, but I haven't. I've been the opposite, so I need to stretch these muscles out. And then switch sides. Turn over onto the left side. Grab your right ankle with your right hand. And again, stretch the right leg back. Think of curling the spine, so you want to think about imprinting the spine. Don't let it arch as you pull the knee back. So one time, I tell you to come to a slouch posture. Good. And then relax the right leg. And we'll finish with that. So that was today's class. Slightly different to the usual one. We spent a lot more time on the adductors, the pelvic floor muscles, and a good chunk of the end stretching. So a little bit of a different focus today, but I hope you enjoyed it and see you next week.